What up, gamers? Fencer here, and welcome back to Shadowverse. So last time we did beginnings without end, end of happiness. Happiness will dawn tomorrow, and tomorrow was stolen. In this video, we'll be doing at the very least us and the Titans and Titans Legacy, and more if we do have enough time. But here we go. Us and the Titans. Bunny and Baron arrive at the church where Miser and Selena are waiting for them before beginning brainstorming plans to take down Nexus. Here we go. Let's go and see how they're gonna bring her down. Let's do it. And you can see it. The morning star from like the town.
Made it by a frog's hair. Shoo-wee! I could get used to an empty Rivayle. Miles of packed dirt road and exactly 0 grannies crossing them.
The sound effect, man. She's like just busting in.
Felt good driving through town with nothing but the wind at our backs.
I'll drink to that. Nexus may be a fart in a tight space, but she can still blow some good our way.
I hate to put a kink in your road, partners, but the law bans magic vehicles on city streets.
Does it now? Did you know that, Bear?
Sure as a church mouse is poor.
Well, Deputy, I guess we just don't give a hoot.
You know, there are times I almost forget y'all was outlaws, but you sure love jogging my memory.
All right, don't get your bacon in a sizzle. No folks around, no harm done. Besides, how is anybody supposed to be a law-abiding citizen on an empty bread basket? Is it too late to kidnap the barkeep spurred on?
Bells, bells. If you're that hungry, Selena's got grub laid out for us. Any war council business can wait till after.
Now you're speaking my language.
Never thought to find myself breaking bread with a lawman.
World ain't divided into cops and robbers no more. Now, it's those who want to save Rivayle, and those who want to watch it burn.
Thanks for the meal.
Not sure if I should be concerned or impressed.
Where does it all go?
And that was us minding our table manners.
Ugh. Hot gravy. I nearly ate the napkin. This might be my favorite joint after spurred on.
Yeah, this is pretty cool to see them all like in this one room on friendly terms. I'm trying to remember back in the story. Like, weren't they like in different places or something? When they fought the final boss? I kind of forgot. I don't remember them all coming together to fight Ishilindrik. I think he was like the final boss of that place, right? Of that story. I kind of forgot. But it's cool to see them just in general, like, just being just friendly because, you know, I feel like before they would all just, you know, hate each other pretty much.
Is that a compliment?
Of the highest... Hold up. You always have that rock on your finger?
If always is an afternoon.
The lawman give it to you?
I don't see who else.
Must be nice. Real fancy pants brand, too. Just like the ring Baron never got me.
Now, that ain't fair. Every trinket ever come into your possession you've hawked. How was I supposed to know you wanted to start buying it back?
Beats me. If 1,000 rings on 1,000 country lovers as include you in, I reckon nothing will.
You never gave a tinker's damn about tradition.
Chef lady friend, you get ring. You like?
I do.
That clear enough for you, Hoss?
All right, then. Once Nexus is good and gone, I'll buy you more rings than you can tunnel out of.
Ahem. All the carrots in the world ain't worth spit if you don't got the heart to back it. An ounce of sincerity saves a pound of pain. Or so I've heard.
Point taken.
If and you would like advice from a friend,
I just realized, not everyone is here. I forgot about Ilgano. Dang, that kind of sucks. I guess maybe for now she won't be here to save the world or whatever.
Lost the engagement ring and nearly brung the house down looking for it.
Selena, I was making a good impression.
You made an impression.
Appreciate you digging a new low, friend. Maybe hope for me yet.
Why do I even try?
Well, we've broken bread and dunked on the deputy. High time we moved on to business. We got a squatter laying claim to our home and our future. How do we beat Nexus?
We could start by exchanging reports.
Spoken like a true lawman. And? How have y'all been keeping busy?
Preparing for war, which has honestly become a typical Friday evening here in Rivayle.
Ever since Nexus threatened to rain destruction down on our heads, we've been evacuating citizens, getting them as far as we can before the flood strikes.
How's that going for you?
It's already gone.
Last train pulled out of the station this morning. Of course, folks were packing in a rush, and we had to comb a few burrs from the horse's tail. But I'm proud to say my fellow deputies rose to the challenge. We are officially the last 4 Good Samaritans left on this side of the Dust Bowl.
By burrs, you mean the satin-covered swine from Golden Hills.
I don't want to be pointing any fingers, but yes. Folks are riled up about the lack of priority evacuation for Golden Hills, Dust Home residents in first class, and the law's failure in meeting the threat of Nexus.
All that coming from nincompoops who couldn't tell a trigger from a monkey's tail. Should have had them talking down the barrel of your gun.
And tarnish my shiny deputy's badge? You sound like Selena.
Ain't no one got the time of day to spare for lip, especially not at the end of the world.
I always knew we danced to the same fiddle, Chef Lady friend. You're going by that ring, Chef Lady Bride.
How about going by my name, Selena?
Is somebody feeling bashful?
That's my blushing bride.
Keep talking and you might be staring down the barrel of my gun.
Let's return to the topic at hand. I did my rounds round town, and I can confirm that not a soul has been left behind.
Trains are chock full of supplies, too. Enough to feed the population of Rivayle for 3 winters.
As for order, we asked Golden Hills and Dust Home each to elect a governor, and the deputies to appoint a new sheriff. No matter which way we're headed, the citizens of Rivayle will be right as rain. You have my word. Here on out, it's forward march and no looking back.
You ain't preparing for war, you're preparing for death.
This is Nexus, the same being who eclipsed the Titans. Even a blonde fool can see death in her shadow.
But that don't mean we're resigned to defeat. Only that there's no price we won't pay for victory. If the only way we can win is to drag the devil down to hell with us, so be it.
If fighting full tilt means ensuring you have your 2 coppers for the ferryman, then fine by me.
Bear and I know that Nexus is as tough as stewed roadkill. But we got no plans to die. Not while there's still cane to raise.
Death comes for us all. But he's gonna have a hell of a time catching up to me and Bun.
Hope that confidence means y'all kept up your end of the deal. Let's have it then. Your grand scheme to beat Nexus.
Simple enough.
Light her up and burn her down.
Straightforward plan.
That's it?
During your last fight with Nexus, did y'all not find a soft underbelly or a fatal quirk?
There ain't no strategy with a mad dog. Cause there ain't no predictability.
There's only who's shooting and who's dead.
Shooting don't mean a thing if the bullet don't go through the hide.
She ain't invincible. We've beaten her once before. We just need our silver bullet. You're a sister of the church, right? Surely you remember your scripture and fate's bullet.
Well, butter my backside and call me a biscuit. Where do we get more?
That's the thing. There was only one ace in our deck, and we already played it.
Oh.
However, there is more than one way to draw a winning hand. The original fate's bullet was fashioned by the god of our mythos, Floes, from the Stone of Beginnings.
Which would mean it draws its power from the divine.
Bubba bingo!
And Rivayle has its own guardian angels in the form of the Titans.
Right, the children of God.
But the Titans ain't in Rivayle anymore. There ain't nothing in Rivayle anymore except us.
I mean, I'm not sure where Shillandrig is. You think you can just dig up his corpse or do something with that to, I guess, use his divine power to make a bullet?
Then I reckon we're in for a promotion.
Oh.
I hear you clucking, but I can't find your nest.
In layman's terms, we're becoming Titans.
How does that work?
Is that even possible?
I mean, I feel like it's understandable with. I mean, if we're just talking about power, like I feel like Ilgano like makes sense. I don't know about these guys becoming titans.
Sure is. A Titan's power is inherited, though the ceremony remains a secret. Not and Vincent both had predecessors.
Hmm.
In fact, the only Titan who didn't inherit his power was the King of Thieves himself.
Shillendrag.
Shellendrig stole and wore human skins, but he was no human himself. He was pure god power, or devil power, depending on who you ask.
The ceremony! Y'all mentioned a secret ceremony. Uncover anything helpful about that?
Better have. Done near ran vow into the ground looking for this.
A journal? Looks as old as dirt.
May well have been. This book contains the written records of every Titan ever to exist.
Ooh.
Among them, there's a ritual and incantation titled Song of Heaven and Earth that's used to pass on Titan power.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. You know, I was thinking about because I remember before I was kind of like joking on like, you know, how this world was first began, and I thought it was just at the very beginning, it was just like a cowboy western themed world from the very beginning, and I thought, you know, Not and Vincent and Aishilindrig were the first, but no, they passed down the power, which makes sense, and then eventually transform into Rivayle, the whole like western cowboy world. But yeah, I was wondering about that at first, but now it's making sense now. Because yeah, I feel like it would be weird if the world began as all cowboys and stuff.
Can we perform the ritual?
If and you've learned your letters, all it involves is reciting an incantation comprised of 2 lines.
Because yeah, it's just interesting to think about. Because even in the future, it's Velsar. They're all pretty much way different than being cowboys. So like even before Rivayle, like I'm sure it doesn't matter, like talking about this, but it's just cool to think about. Like, you know, at least interesting. I mean, that means before there probably used to be just like maybe like maybe something like Alistair or something, where it's all medieval with armor and swords
This the one?
and no guns.
There's some stage setting needs to be done before the magic happens, but those 2 lines are about the head and tail of it.
What do we got? The hawk is released into the dying day. Blind justice is robbed in the earth where he lay.
The hawk and justice. I'm assuming that's force and order. The meaning of the rhyme has me as lost as a peach pit in high weeds. But at least we don't have to go on one of those crazy quests fairy tales are always on about.
Oh, like steal the teats off a golden bull and other such fiddle-faddle?
Anyways, other than accelerate, I don't have enough magic in me to light a stove. If all it's gonna take is reciting poetry, then...
Is that all it's gonna take? We are talking about the transference of a legendary amount of power here. Feels like a monkey's paw sort of situation.
You put your finger right on the money. Like all investments, this one comes with risk and cost proportionate to the reward.
That don't sound good.
Now, there is a chance that our flesh won't be able to hold the mana pouring in. In that case, the ceremony is bust, and we're dead.
That's the risk. What's the cost?
If the Song of Heaven and Earth manages to play out, we will inherit everything from our predecessors.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Like, even without their consent, like, I'm just wondering if they do this. I'm assuming, you know, with like not and Vincent's situation, I'm sure they're fine with it, just so that they can get out of that place, out of that dream that's like repeating for the wedding and all that.
Title, power, and life. Which means...
Not and Vincent will die.
Oh, they have to die. Okay, I thought they would live. Okay.
I read every syllable on every scrap of paper I could find about the Titans.
Dang.
All of them telling the same tale. When a new Titan is born, the old one has to die.
Then I suppose there ain't no two ways around it.
What man wouldst reap, he must sow with blood.
That all you
I mean,
have
I
to
hope they
say?
understand. I hope Knots and Vincent understand.
Well, if Bear is in favor, I say get on with it. I myself have got it out for Knot, and that ain't no secret. But what about you, Deputy? Ain't Vincent like a daddy to you?
We all gotta make sacrifices.
Ugh, classic menfolk, hiding behind cliches. Where's your wagon hitched, Selena?
I didn't know Vincent well and got no personal stake in this. However, I am a smart investor, and a smart investor always looks to minimize cost. Nexus hasn't raised a finger, and already we're hurting. At this rate, we're gonna be worn out before the battle even starts. Anyhow, this is no more than talk coming from me. It's y'all who have the information. Ain't there a way to cut a better deal?
Well, I got an idea, but it really ain't no more than a crackpot notion. Couldn't hold a prayer in it.
Let's have it. You're only gonna regret keeping quiet.
You're right. And I got regrets enough.
So, this notion of yours?
It's about the incantation. The Hawk is released into the dying day. Blind Justice is robbed in the earth where he lay. There are clear references to force and order, but nothing about prosperity. That got me to figuring. What if there's a third line? What if, down the ages, our predecessor Titans have been performing the ritual with an incomplete incantation?
Could be. I mean, a gun without all its parts is liable to backfire, ain't it?
Of course, magic and machines are two different beasts, and this could all be wishful thinking. What's more, Bun and I haven't been able to locate that third line.
We damn near overturned every grain of sand in Rivayle. Nada.
I suspect there's only one source with the information we seek. Mr. Prosperity himself.
Yeah. I feel like eventually we had to go back to Aishilindrig, since, you know, he is a Titan after all. Oh, who's this? I'm gonna guess it's going to be one of the otherworld travelers. So what did I say that I thought might be here? I feel like Urias would be in Netera, right? Because of Mono. And then there's like what? Erica and... yeah, who else is left again? I already forgot. It could be Erica. I don't think it's Urias. Oh wait, Elguno is here. Wait. Wait, she was alive? I guess she didn't get absorbed. I thought all the Titans got absorbed or something by Nexus. Okay, never mind. Oh, you're right. I think she did not get absorbed. I think I remember.
Ilgano?
Skies above, you're alive! When Nexus was crowing about the fall of the Titans, I assumed the worst.
And for me, I kind of forgot that. I guess, yeah, Nexus got tired, right? She didn't have enough energy to, I guess, take on Ilgano. Or, like, you know, deal with her.
So did I. But come to think of it, it was strange she didn't mention Prosperity. Ain't for a fearmonger to keep her kills secret.
I apologize for the delay. I lost consciousness for some time after the battle.
We're just thankful you're back. We had some questions.
About the third line of the Song of Heaven and Earth, I take it?
Yeah, does it exist?
Yes, it exists. However, it will not save Not and Vincent.
Of
How can
course.
you be so sure?
I have an infallible source.
Infallible? Oh no. You must be joking.
Not about this. Within me, our Shillandrig still lives.
I guess that makes sense, right? Well, yeah, once again, I'm trying to remember back. Wasn't that Shillandrig was like he entered the mind of Ilgano and they were fighting at the end? So yeah, is he really here, or is he like talking to us within like I guess the consciousness of her mind.
He just phased out of her, like some kind of well-dressed ghost.
Okay, I guess he is there. Well, Shilendrick is here. That's kind of cool. I kind of miss him, man. He's so cool.
Why, y'all look as if you just stepped on the devil's tail. Fine bit of scenery. I can almost forgive Ilgano for disturbing my eternal rest.
Ilgano, what is he talking about?
After suffering defeat at the hands of Nexus, I wandered for a time in the land of dreams, between life and death. There, I met Shilendrick. When I returned to the waking world, I decided to bring him with me.
And why?
You brought a tried and true killer under my roof.
Yes, he is a killer. You can spit on him for his sins. You can curse him for his crimes. But in war, we must sometimes make peace with the devil. Or will you not stoop to take salvation's hand?
I'm just wondering if, you know, after all of this, if like is he still like very powerful?
We need Shilendrick's information.
Like I don't know if he's just
Without Titan power, there
like
is
weakened
no
right now in a
victory
weakened
against
state or
Nexus.
something.
Bunny and Baron know this.
Can't argue with her there.
Because I don't know if this is some kind of like projection, like a dream projection. Because she said that she found him in a dream, in a land of dreams, right?
Desperate is as desperate does.
And since he
Why
phased
would
out,
Shilendrick help us?
yeah, since Ilgano or Shilendrick phased out of Ilgano, I'm just guessing it's like a like a hologram, pretty much like a projection from her dreams or her magic or whatever.
I spoke to him.
You spoke to him? I'd have more hope sweet-talking the water out of a whale.
That is because I am a businessman, boy. I am interested in deals, not sermons or propaganda. While the gas you were peddling would not warm a mouse in its burrow, Ilgano came to me with an offer that I simply could not refuse. Myself, the bones of that woman now house my soul. And what a house it is. Repose without death, comfort without end. A temple fit for a god. Be a crying shame if Nexus desecrated it.
Okay.
Is that true, Ilgano? Hell knocked, and you invited it in.
Desperate is as desperate does.
Don't you go pulling that long face now. Y'all got a peach of a deal. 3 Titans for the price of 1.
How much more self-glory are we gonna have to listen to before you say anything useful?
Ain't you a little piggy eager for dinner? Very well. Now, normally, the song of heaven and earth requires the physical presence of both the benefactors and the beneficiaries. However, being as my associate Titans are wrapped up, y'all may appoint me as delegate. After all, we are 3 bodies, but 1 God.
Appointed. Not seeing much other choice in the matter.
I am as honored as you are overjoyed. Now I suppose I'd better declaim the 3rd line of that song before y'all burst. For God's salvation, this is the price I pay. That is the anthem of prosperity. Declaration of a fair deal. No crawfishing, no loophole, no seeking to default on the payment that was promised. To parse the song of heaven and earth in livestock terms, the first 2 lines enable man's inheritance of the power of God. The last line enables God's inheritance of the world of man.
Wow. The other way around.
Despair shall be your only salvation. Tremble now, my world, and worship your God. It don't matter which way you spin the ditty. The butcher will have his pound of flesh, and you are a fool if you think otherwise. And anyways, the pig has no business worrying about the hog.
What's that supposed to mean? You figure the ceremony is gonna kill us?
I know it. See, over the years, I have donned what the uncultivated might call more than my fair share of human skins. It means I am the leading authority on you poor sinners. And I am telling you that the ritual will tear you apart. Chin up, boy. If I know Vincent, his will has you listed as successor to his badge and title. As sure as the plague is deadly. In any case, a good businessman always upholds his end of the deal. And I promised y'all 3 Titans for the price of 1. And Lord Ishilindrig saith unto the children of the earth, do as I command you, and I shall raise you above the dust whereof you are made. The method will be unorthodox, but I can make you Titans. Now y'all tell me, is that transaction worth not in Vincent's lives?
I mean, yeah, we just, in my opinion, we don't really have any other choice. Like, if there's no other solutions, then might as well. Titan's legacy. Knots and Vincent remain trapped in Nexus' dream world. They each recall the path they took to become Titans. Here we go. The pass. More backstories, man. So much backstories with, like, the
Let me tell
previous
you
characters.
the tale of the little box girl. Once upon a time, a tiny little girl was born to the biggest, mightiest parent you could imagine, the Titan of Force.
Yeah, once you hear the backstory here, you know they're probably gonna, like, just die here.
The little box girl was given everything her little box heart could have wanted. Toys, money, guns, corpses. Let's just say the Force family had unconventional predilections. But despite its owner being so spoiled, even Salt couldn't save her. That itty-bitty box heart remained empty. Then, one day, the little box girl saw a bird. As the bird flew, it appeared the king of all creation. The sun spread on its feathers a coat of 1,000,000 hues. The sky cast in its path a carpet of clouds, and all the earth lay prostrate beneath its wing-tipped shadow. It was noble, it was beautiful, and it was free. In that moment, the little box girl knew she had to have that bird. For many days, she waited by the box-shaped window in her box-shaped room until one day, the bird happened to perch on the sill. The girl seized the bird, and the bird shrieked. Then it shuddered, dropped a few broken chirps, and moved no more. The girl stood in the silent room, her pulse drumming a furious rhythm in her ears. Her mind laid the 3 versions of the bird one over the other like transparent film reels. The king, the shrieker, the carcass. And for the first time, the little box girl felt her little box heart begin to feel. It was meaningless being handed things on a silver platter. You have to take and take and take. And that, dear listener, is the story of how I came to love fear. As you can imagine, my collection expanded quickly after that. Birds, rats, anything with lungs to shriek and a heart to fear. But as I grew, so did my little box heart, and it became an endless task to keep it full to bursting. Not even taking my daddy's powers could keep me sated for long.
Yeah, so I'm just curious. I just want to go back again. So, She said the Force family, and now she's talking about her daddy, like taking her powers or his powers. So like she was born in a Titan family. Yeah, like I kind of missed that really quick at the beginning. Amania's parents, you can imagine a Titan of Force. Dang, dude. But yeah, definitely she was given everything, like she said at the beginning. And then now she also just wants to take for the, you know, for the fear of the others that she's taking it from, it seems.
He put on an absolute tempest of a show, though. There was thunder, there was rain, and there was a whole lot of reckoning. In the end, I had it all. His life, his dignity, and every one of the poor sinners who had ever worked with him dancing on the palm of my hand.
So wait, I want to see that again, so... I'm just wondering if she took her father's powers. Like, I guess it wasn't like a formal way of like transferring over like for the dad. I'm guessing he did not want to give it up like so soon. Dang, dude. But yeah, she definitely takes a lot of things. Also, like a lot of boxes being mentioned here, which makes sense with her powers.
I was like some mythical beast, sitting atop an endless hoard of treasures. Yet, I still wanted. Bunny and Baron, you say?
Ooh.
Yes, ma'am. They're the talk of the town. Apparently they steal from the rich and give to the poor, but nobody's seen their faces.
Yep, some Robin Hood stuff.
I couldn't care less about faces. What I'm interested in is backbone, especially when it's used to stand up to Icy. I arranged a meeting on a whim. If they lacked entertainment value, well, I knew how to help along a dying show. I take it you're the latter half of Bunny and Baron?
As if you don't already know the answer. Now, tell me, what business does the Titan of Force have with a bandit?
Oh, sugar, this ain't a business call. Not yet, anyway. I just came down for some light viewing entertainment. Though I must say, there ain't much of a view.
Ouch.
Jamming may have hit his face, but carve enough want into a body, and you can feel it pulling at everything around it. There was a great big hole right down to the middle of this man, and it was marvelous. Become my dogs, and I'll give you the chance to bite the biggest bull in town, a Schillendrig. Take him for all he's worth and knock his candy ass off the throne. He agreed on two.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think they ever really curse in this game that much.
Something about
if they did at all.
being my bloodhound forever. But the second made my heart sing. My, you do have a knack for seeing things as they are. Whoever takes down Icy gets his syndicate. I'll take him for everything he's worth until he doesn't have a crumb of cash to his name.
Then I'll settle for his titanhood, to take command of his pack.
Yeah? And what'll you accomplish by doing that? Gonna go after Vincent?
Yep. And you after him.
How fearsome. He was a kindred spirit. Time would continue to hollow out the hole in him until it grew as big as a titan. Then maybe... Since when did I deal in maybes? There is an old saying, hot will cool if greedy will let it. All physical objects are worth more than their weight. They may carry with them memories, joy, or the key to a new and glorious future. When I take all that is and all that may be.
Yeah, that's a cool way to look at it. Or like, just the saying of all physical objects are worth more than their weight. They got like memories, joy, and or a key to new stuff.
Maybe that bird could have grown more beautiful. Maybe its wings could have flown even farther. I took that away from it. I took it away and turned it into a single grain of sand in an ever-expanding hourglass. But greed cares nothing for possibility. Greed has no time for regret.
Vincent,
If the law
here we
upholds
go.
only good,
I knew we had
then
to hear his
regret
backstory.
is the devil's emotion. Maza, looking at you is like peering into a looking glass through time. You see, I wasn't always a Titan. No siree. Once upon a time in a magic fairyland, I was a boy who believed in justice. I believed there was a world where the innocent don't bleed and crooks don't smile, and I believed I could find it in the law. I went after that 10-star like a hound after a biscuit. Spent all day and night patrolling, and the time in between at the shooting range or fine-tuning my magic. I also caught my fair share of dine and dash Dans back in the day. I carried groceries, fixed saloon roofs, and on one occasion, I located a runaway pet turtle. If there was a query, the law had an answer. There was never a trail laid out that was too foolhardy or crackpot for me to get after. Looking at the number of incident reports I wrote, you'd be surprised I could still hold a gun. Colleagues said a bleeding heart like me would never make it in Rivayle. Never had no ears to listen to them, though. Dedicated them both to the voice of the people. There was only one soul at the station who foresaw a future where I didn't wind up dead in a ditch. He was the sheriff at the time, and the Titan of Order. He was my predecessor.
So I guess when it comes to the Titan of Order, he also had to be the sheriff, which makes sense.
While the rest of my fellow deputies were taking the piss out of me for peddling my produce, the sheriff was the only one who was buying.
But yeah, Miser is going to be the perfect fit for that title.
He said that tomorrow was built on dreams, and those who failed to dream big would find themselves living a small future. Hoping to follow in his footsteps, I earned his favor and became his right-hand man. Well, I say earned, but I more talked my way into it. I will bring peace. I will uphold the law. Boy, howdy, I could talk a gate off its hinges. A new sun is rising. Death will no longer stalk the streets of Rivayle, with words not worth the spit to oil them, because justice is coming. What did I know about justice? Me? The next Titan? Years passed and undid the sheriff like chewed twine. With a foot in the grave and the devil poking him in the back with a sharp stick, he saw it was time to name his successor. No one was surprised when he announced my name, least of all me. I had spent a tremendous amount of time and energy on ensuring that I was the only choice. Then I learned that my ambition had to be slaked with blood. To pass on his powers, the sheriff had to give up his life. I can't do it. There must be another way to inherit. I won't kill you. Those were just empty words, a smokescreen to hide my monstrous soul. I kept dodging the matter of inheritance, and the sheriff continued to weaken. With the top dog out of commission, the gallows birds came home to roost. Rivayle became a den of crime. It was the end of the line. I had to choose the sheriff or the city. Well, that was what I told myself. But it was a lie. I knew it. The sheriff knew it. My heart was set on becoming the Titan of Order. Consequences be damned. I had never meant to save the sheriff. make me kill you. Please. I bawled and blubbered by the sheriff's deathbed, and the kind old man entertained my theatrics. He told me that justice has wages, the same as sin. But that shouldn't stop us from acting our conscience. The happiness of the many came over the happiness of the few. His final words to me were, "Do what is right." Before I had time to process what had happened, it was over. I was a Titan, and the sheriff was dead. Seeing his corpse lying there, with the twinkle white from his eyes, drove home the cold, hard fact that I had killed a good man in the name of justice. The wages of doing right. From then on, I was jerked about by the sheriff's dying words like a one-legged puppet on strings. I could never get free of them. Every crossroads I came to, regardless of how high the toll or what I was leaving behind, I would march down the path of law and order. Because believing in what's right is the thin line that separates noble sacrifice from murder. Miser, I know that you're facing your own crossroads now, and no earthly soul can tell you which way leads to heaven and which way to hell. You will have to determine for yourself what is right. I only hope you can make peace with your decision, better than I could. Because of all my choices, you are the one I don't regret.
It ain't like you to oversleep. Must have been a peach of a dream.
I'm just tired now.
Oh, jeez. I'm sure they are,
Miser
because
and Selena, man and wife. Congratulations.
they got to like relive this like every few minutes or so.
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
I wish you all the happiness in the world.
I've had enough of dreams.
Really now? 'Cause you had a look on your face sweeter than stolen honey. I could have sworn you were knocking on the gates of glory.
Well, I will be soon. And
Oh boy. Is it happening now? I think it is.
the ceremony has begun.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
You sure sing sweet for a dying
Dang.
hawk.
And this is gonna be their last moments here. Man.
Can't a girl look forward to her beauty sleep? After a lifetime of taking, I suppose it's my turn to give. Take it then. Take it all.
Man.
How does that woman manage to make everything sound like a threat? Miser, I'm sorry that this has been thrust on you so early, but it seems you've already come to a decision. I know that nothing I can say will make this feel right, but I can tell you one thing. Thank you for giving me hope.
Oh man. And that was it. But yeah, I don't think we have enough time for the next one. I think I'll go ahead and just end it here early. But yeah, that was Titan's Legacy and Legacies Rewritten and Time Unbounded or Unbound. Next time we'll do at the very least Unbounded Futures and The World Keeps Turning. Oh look, it's not repeating anymore. I'm guessing this is the last one for Rivayle, like the title here, like it's not repeating to the next chapter. And then, is this gonna be like a? Wait, is this gonna be a battle? Wait, did I do this? Oh, I didn't even do this. Wait, oh no, it's us and the Titans and Titans Legacy that we just did. Okay, next time is gonna be Legacies Rewritten. Oh yeah, Time Unbound, Unbound Futures. I thought I didn't count this one for some reason. Wait, this is the last one. And then Incursion Coming is... Oh, and Natera. Dang. But yeah, this looks to be the The next video, man, looks to be the ending of Rivayle here. Wow. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Just the backstories of the Titans here. The Titans' legacy. I think it's cool to see like a glimpse of their past and like with Not and stuff, how she was like given everything and she even wants to take more. Like she wants to actually, you know, take and not just be given it. She wants to take away things from people. But I thought that was really cool and really fitting for her. And then Vincent too. Like, you know, he wanted to do everything in the name of justice, even if it means to, you know, take the title of a Titan from the sheriff. Like, even though he would act like he would, you know, that he doesn't want to kill him. He knows that he does want the title even more. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then like their last few moments here was them just pretty much going out in a dream like that. Dang. Like I feel kind of, in a way, a bit mixed. I kind of wish, you know, the last words would be said in between, like, you know, maybe, I'm assuming like, I don't know like how it's gonna work when it comes to like Not, because there's like two swordcraft leaders. There's Bunny and Baron. I'm going to assume, well, yeah, I guess, you know, I guess it makes sense for Baron to take it. It's just I thought maybe Bunny would, I don't know, have some kind of power from that too, like maybe some shared power. But no, I think it might just be Baron. But yeah, like I kind of wish there was some moments exchanged in between, like, you know, Knots and Baron and Vincent and Miser, because I just feel like that would make sense, like before they go away. But they were put in a situation where they can't really do that. But yeah, very interesting. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the story so far, on like what we experienced in this video. And yeah, next time we'll go ahead and finish this whole thing off, and yeah, get out of this loop, man. This forever loop. Well, I guess no, we're not in loop. I forgot we're not in loop. I'm just used to being in a loop in Rivayle and stuff. I guess especially with the title of these chapters, it's just getting me into that mindset. Anyways, yeah, next time we'll finish off Rivayle, and I guess I got to make a class here too. I'm not sure which one I'll be doing. Probably yeah, probably Baron, maybe I would say, or Swordcraft just in general. But yeah, next time finish Rivayle, and then after that, Natera. But yeah, that'll be for now, guys. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good